Today we are talking about your shadow side. So what is my shadow side? A lot of you may be asking. Well, the logical term for the shadow side is the side of your personality that contains all the parts of yourself you don't want to admit to having. It is at first an unconscious side. It is only through effort to become self-aware that we recognize our shadow. Although many infer the shadow is negative, this really isn't true. So, we all have a shadow side, we all have a dark side, whatever you want to call it, within our personality. So think of it as, how do you find it? So some of you may be aware, some of you may not know how to find them. So think about your bad qualities, think about your bad traits and habits. What do you seem to be doing? They are classed as your shadow side, or maybe the things that you keep hidden, and when confronted with the truth, these sort of sides come out. Or also when you're confronted with pain, or just people you don't like or people you don't want to deal with, we react. It's your reactions and your behavior that are triggered when you're in pain, confronted with the truth that you don't want to be called of, guilty, things like that. Do you know what I mean? So along those sort of lines, that's how you can find out what your shadow side traits are. Another way of finding out what your shadow side is to write down, if you know what they are. But if you want to subconsciously find them, some people keep them subconsciously hidden and they don't want people to know what they are. But it's healthy to know what they are so you can try and grasp control over your shadow side, because if we're aware of what our shadow emotional side is, we know how to control it better for when, and how to react appropriately for when we're faced with those times when we're in pain or confronted by ugliness. Okay? So another way of finding out your shadow side is to write down your bad traits. So for example, mine are, I know what my shadow side are, and they do come out when people push me, when people constantly harass me or do things or connect with people that I don't want to be connected with. Yeah, I don't need to give all examples, but my bad traits or my shadow side traits are jealousy, when I'm with a partner and if he's giving a lot of his attention to another person or another girl, my jealous side comes out. That's one of my shadow traits. Got to work on that. What's another one? I did have all these listed. Patience. Patience I use in my everyday life. I do not have patience at all. If you text me and you don't text back straight away, I get impatient. My shadow side comes out and the patience kicks in. That is one of my probably worst shadow sides, impatience. I am very, very, very impatient. Jealousy, impatient, rage. I only get to a point of rage when somebody I maybe love, or somebody hurts somebody I love. I've only been really, I've been angry, but I'm not a really angry person. So when you push me and keep pushing and pushing and pushing and hurting, or you bring my children into it, the rage usually comes out, and that's not a nice side of me. That's like an very angry, say stuff you don't mean, say stuff in anger, say stuff you'll later regret. So I've chosen, try not to react to people anymore, just let them go and have their little rant and let them carry on with what they want to do. So I'm not a very angry person at all. I try and be a light worker and keep my life light and easygoing and breezy and peaceful. But yeah, I don't have many shadow elements to my life. Jealousy is a big one in relationships, only in love relationships. Patience with my everyday life. Control. That's another big one. That's another big one for me in my everyday life as well. I need to control those who are in my life. Even my 17-year-old son, who's nearly an adult, I still try and control him to this very day. It's just, I don't know if it's the Leo in me, the leadership side of me. I just have the need to control. I have been working on that quite a lot and learning to let go of control and those things that I can't control. And it is working. I am putting measures into place to, keep that working. So I am working on my shadow side, and it's good that I can acknowledge and learn how to control and not react and, you know, control those darker shadow sides within me. So yeah, if you want to identify your shadow sides, just think of a time when you've been confronted, and how did you react? Did you deny it? Did you play the victim? Did you put the blame back on someone else? Did you, like, when someone's enraged you, how did you react? Like, there's lots of different types of shadow element. There's spitefulness, jealousy, control, anger, there's abuse. Like, there's a lot. Only you can identify what shadow elements are to your personality. I can't do that for you. But with this video, I'm going to help you try and confront them. So this little intro is telling you how to identify them. And through the pick a card, we will go through ways you can try and, you know, help yourself get rid of those shadow elements of your personality. So yeah, just think about the times you've been confronted and how you reacted, or in your everyday life, what do you do that you know you shouldn't be doing, or what's a bad trait that you do in your everyday life that, you know, shouldn't be in your everyday life. Like, what do? Do you lie a lot? Are you lazy? Oh, that's another one of mine. See? Laziness. I am very lazy. I go through spurts where I just don't want to do anything. Like, I'll have a full day of cleaning and then the next 2 or 3 days I'll do nothing. Like, that's another shadow element I've got to work on. I am working on it slowly, but I have known to be very lazy. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat or something. But yeah, so I learn to identify them. Go through this pick a card and we'll try and help you get through some things of how to clear up that shadow energy and control it. And also, I want to finish off with a quote that I read, and it's a beautiful quote when I was doing some research on the shadow self. It's by psychologist Christopher Jung, and he wrote, "To confront a person with his shadow is to show him his own light. Once one has experienced a few times what it is like to stand judgingly between the opposites, one begins to understand what is meant by the self. Anyone who perceives his shadow and his light simultaneously sees himself from two sides, and thus gets in the middle. Anyone who perceives his shadow and his light simultaneously sees himself from two sides and thus gets in the middle." Love that saying. It just hit something in me. And it's like amazing light bulb moment, like amazingness. Like, so identify your shadow sides. Learn how to control them. Identify your light sides. Live with them. Enjoy them. Embrace the beautiful being that you are. Once you have done both of those things, light and shadow sides, you'll be in total beautiful balance of your being. You just won't care anymore. You'll learn to live a lighter, healthier, you just have this mental clarity over your life, and you just know what your dark sides are, and you'll know how to control it, and you'll know when to bring them up or not bring them up, and you'll know how to react accordingly. Learn how to really tame those shadow sides of yourself and just keep being the beautiful light being that you are, and you'll see a transformation in your life, I promise you. First step is identifying them. Second step is working on how to control them. Third step is just bringing this beautiful, beautiful balance into your life. Knowing how to control them, not reacting, and just having a beautiful, peaceful, serene, happy life. Okay? Take care. Enjoy the video. I look forward to connecting with you once again. I can't talk, I promise. Everyone, welcome to your video on your shadow self. Today we're looking at your current energy, information on how to beat your shadow self, or contain it and control it, and then what the universe wants you to know. Please take this opportunity to like, subscribe and share. I really appreciate it. Or if you already have, I thank you for doing so also. Alright. let's have a look at your current energy. Okay, I have done this video in black and white on purpose because it is dealing with the shadow self, okay? Looking through the wire. War zone. Sacral chakra. Alone time. And heart chakra. Okay, you guys are going through a breakup or a fight with somebody. Not a fun time to be in you guys' head because you keep thinking, what did I do wrong? Why am I in this situation? What's going on in my circumstances? I thought we were going so well. I feel like you felt like this was your forever. This was a relationship you went back to. That's what I'm feeling very strongly about. You thought this was your person, but it just wasn't working out. Just wasn't going your way. You kept looking through your relationship thinking, when is it going to get better? When is it going to get better? And it wasn't getting better. It did feel like a war zone in your relationship. I feel like you were putting effort in, or maybe the other person was putting effort in and you weren't feeling it. Something just wasn't clicking and going right. It wasn't smooth sailing as before. So now you're in this period of alone. You're feeling a bit lost, vulnerable. You don't know where to turn, where to go. You're just sitting, peering off that deck into the wilderness thinking, what's next to my life? Why didn't this work out? You're up in your head a lot, and it's also causing you this war zone moment. And it's not a fun headspace to be in. You really got to try and figure out and work out how to get out of this negative headspace. I feel like some of you are using sex or attention to, get comfort from this relationship, because sacral chakra talks about connecting with our sexual pleasures and our groins. It lies within our groins. But I feel like you maybe just like the attention and flirting, but your heart's not ready to move on to anything quite so yet. But you are enjoying talking to people, knowing that you're still wanted, knowing that, someone out there really wants you. And your heart chakra, it is healing. It takes time. Start putting appreciation and love back into yourself. Really take the time to start healing your heart chakra. Ask Archangel Raphael to bring love and white light healing to your heart chakra. Just start doing things you enjoy. Be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Acknowledge the pain. Acknowledge the feeling. Start living again. Okay, your shadow self messages. Feel. As I just said, feel. You will never heal unless you allow yourself to face the emotion you're scared of. So explore them, write about it, and make art out of them. To experience yourself as a whole, loved and lovable, you need to own up to your emotions. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to laugh. Allow yourself to be scared. Allow yourself to be scared of the unknown. I feel like you're scared of the unknown a lot. Feel your emotions. Be in touch with them. Acknowledge them. Get in your laptop or notebook and write down how you're feeling at that point in time so you can reflect at another time. But in order to move on and grow and heal, you need to feel. Go back to the time in life when you felt most vulnerable. It can be a scene. I've got to read this up here, guys. I'm sorry. It can be a scene where you got hurt, or in a time of your life when you felt vulnerable. Hold that image of yourself in your mind. Stay aware, taking any messages that arise during that time. Give the younger you compassion. While reliving that moment, give love to your younger self. Tell yourself, I love you and I'm here for you. It will be okay. It's not your fault, and you did nothing to deserve this. You can also give a hug to your younger self. One thing for sure when doing shadow work, it is uncomfortable, to say the least. Who would enjoy owning up to their flaws, weaknesses, selfishness, hate, and the negative emotions they feel? Nobody. But while focusing on our positive side, it is enjoyable and boosts our confidence. Shadow work can help us grow and develop into a better version of ourselves. As I said in this introduction video, you've got to acknowledge your bad and good side. So take the time, really focus on doing this exercise. Listen back to doing it if you're not sure. Really think of a time when you were vulnerable. How did you feel? How did you bring yourself out of it? List your weaknesses, list your emotions, get in touch with a shadow and learn how to identify and work with them. Physical integration and maturity. As long as we deny our shadow and repress certain parts of ourselves, a sense of wholeness and unity is elusive. How can we feel a sense of wholeness and balance with a divided mind? Integrating the shadow brings you one step closer to realizing a sense of wholeness. It's a critical step to achieving mature adulthood. So it's saying you really got to take the time, write down what your bad parts are, start identifying and working towards what your shadow aspects are. Once you've done that, once you've acknowledged it, once you live in it, only then will you become a balanced human being and achieve your mature adulthoodness. Final shadow message. Greater creativity. One of the greatest benefits of Jungian shadow work is that it unlocks more of your creative potential. So once you've done the shadow work and once you've done the identified your bad parts of your being, it'll open this beautiful creative side of you that you never knew existed. Not only will you be balanced and living a more peaceful life, creativity will just flow into your body and you'll just embrace that creative side of you and want to put it towards, good use. So your shadow message is really start on working, getting in touch with your shadow self, identifying your bad points, writing down how you can control them. And that is your first step in becoming a more balanced human being and living a life that you want to live. Now, what does the universe want you to know? Looking out through the glass. Yep, you are that girl or boy. Standing, looking out the window constantly, thinking, when is my life going to change? When is it going to happen? What's next for me? When is it going to happen? Maybe even through watching this video is your first step in making that change, making it happen. Excuse the teenager talking in the background, I'm sorry. Only you can make your life happen. Only you can make that change happen. Only you can take the steps to change your life. You need to step out from behind that glass, start healing, and then start living. Messages from the universe. And then, once you start working on yourself and identifying your, hang on a second. So once you start healing, step out from that glass, start living, you'll step into your abundance. You step into your knowledge. You'll step into your next phase of life. You'll step into clarity and peace. And you'll know what steps to take next to make your life happen. Compass in your journey, see? You are in control of your destiny. You are in control of the direction that your life takes. Only you control the way that your life goes. Nobody else. You are in control of yourself, destiny, and being. Start taking control. Start healing. Start living. You guys are on pause. I feel like you guys are on pause. And maybe even watching this video, you're having a little tower moment. A little tower moment is reflective of the tower card in the Major Tarot deck. So there's this light inside of you that just wants to take over your being. This is your tower moment. Even though it's a little tower, It's going to means you're taking the proactive steps to stop dwelling on the past, start healing, and then start living. Okay? Thank you for watching, guys. I really hope this helped you on your journey to acknowledging your other side of yourself and acknowledging your darker sides of yourself. It's never fun to acknowledge your darker sides, but once you do, you'll see and you learn to control. You'll see a total change in mindset, and your life will just change for the better. Take care. Be kind to yourselves. Bye-bye. Group 2, welcome to your shadow self video. We're going to be looking at your energy, what you need to know from the universe, and then also your shadow messages. Let's start with your energy. The great unknown. Time for yourself. Beating the odds. Climbing that mountain. You guys are at a stage in your life where you're like, what's next? What's next? I'm restless. You're very restless. You want to know what's coming next in your life. You know, you're working your way towards betterness. You're climbing that mountain. You're really wanting better for your life. You're really wanting the best of everything. Best job, best materialistic items, best partner, best car. These are go-getters. This group are go-getters. You just want the best of everything. You're very impatient as well. That could be one of your shadow emotions. And you just want the best of everything in life, and you're very impatient and you want to know when it's happening because you're very staying in this impatient energy of the great unknown and just pushing and wanting to climb up that mountain and push to your next story and next chapter in life. You're taking time out for yourself. You put a lot of self-care into yourself. You do put yourself as a priority, which is a great thing to do. And you put a lot of time and effort into your appearance. I'm finding with this card as well. You take the time to do your hair and do your makeup and put on nice clothes and look really presentable and good looking for the world because you want the best. So you look the best yourself. Very strong human beings, these group are. Beating the odds. I feel like you've come from a time of not such a great past. You had a really bad upbringing, or you didn't have the best of life. Maybe you were poor, or didn't have the money you wanted, and you felt like you were beating the odds. At some time in your life, in your childhood, you're like, how did I survive? I don't know. But that's why you're in the mind frame you are now. You want the best of everything because you were deprived it as a child. You are in this mind frame of, I'm going to do better, I'm beating the odds, I'm going to make my life amazing, and nobody's going to stop me. Alright, let's look at your shadow messages. Okay. Write a letter. Write a letter to yourself or to those who hurt you. You don't have to actually send the letter. Just let your feelings out. Tell the person what you feel and why you feel it. Writing a letter will validate yourself and your emotions. You can burn the letter after you write it as a symbolic release. This is like a burning ritual in tarot. So maybe even write a letter if you were poor as a child. Write a letter to your parents and say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to your younger self. Address it to your younger self. I'm sorry you had to go through such hard times. I'm sorry that we were poor. Whatever is on your mind. Like, I don't know what your experiences are in the past. I am getting that you didn't have everything you wanted in your life and it was quite a struggle when you were younger. But you need to get over that. So do this by writing a letter, letting your emotions go. Or if someone actually hurt you in the past, write a letter to them. Tell them how it made you feel. Tell them how you felt at the time. Tell them how you feel now. Read it out loud to the moon. That's a good way of releasing as well. Double release and then burn it. Watch it burn as well. Watch it smolder down to ashes. That's a total release. Improved relationships. As you integrate your shadow side and come to terms with your darker half, you see yourself more clearly. You become more grounded, human, and whole. When you can accept your darker parts, it is easier to accept the shadow in others. As a result, other people's behavior won't trigger you as easily. You'll also have an easier time communicating with others. You may notice an improvement in your relationships with your spouse, family members, friends, and business associates. So really take the time to work on acknowledging what your shadow side are, and you'll see not only improvement in your own being, but improvement in relationships with other people. You'll be able to talk to them easier. You'll be able to understand them easier. You'll know how to control and react and won't react to the parts that are trying to make you triggered. You know, some people just like messaging us or texting us to try and make us react. And some people have that impulse control out of rage and bite back. By acknowledging your shadow side, you will know how to reel this in and not how to react. Enhanced energy and physical health. Dragging around this invisible bag of stuff behind us is draining. It is exhausting work to continually repress and suppress all the parts of ourselves that we don't want to face in our adulthood. Fatigue and lethargy can plague the unexamined life. Mental suggestion can also lead to physical pain and disease. This can improve your physical, mental, and emotional health. Shadow work can bring you inner strength and a greater series of balance, making you better supported to take on life's challenges. So again, really talking about acknowledging and working on identifying your shadow self, and this will bring you strength and balance as a whole to your being. Journaling. So another way is journaling. So that really corresponds there with that writing a letter as well. You guys are writers. Maybe not so great speakers or communicators, but you're better at writing down. So this is the universe's way of telling you how to handle your shadow self. When you write, it allows you to feel emotions and empty your head of the thoughts rumbling around. It's like magic. Even when you write thoughts that make no sense. Just write whatever you want to. Whatever comes to your mind, you can't do wrong. So again, step 1, identifying. Write it down. Write down what your bad behavior and traits are. Step 2, journal. Write the letter and release. Once you do, balance will come to your life. You'll know how to not react. You will get improved relationships with your loved ones, and you'll know how to communicate better. So I feel like your strength is journaling, as I just said. Through facing your shadow and dealing with it head on, you know how to open your throat chakra even. Maybe even do exercises that manifest your throat chakra to become better, manifest on healing your throat chakra to become better communicators. Okay, what the world wants you to know. Glittery magic, bubbles in the sea, window to abundance, a speckle in time. So a speckle in time and bubbles in the sea, very familiar cards. You got 2 cards that pretty much match. Saying this is the hardship you're going through at the moment is only a point a point of time in your life. You're dwelling on it hard because you did put a lot of time and energy into the relationship or the whatever rough circumstance you're going through. It is only a moment in your life. You will look back on it in the future and say, you'll think of them often because you love them, but it is only a speckle in time and bubbles in the sea. They will eventually drift away off your memory. And look what you're walking into, glittering magic and window to abundance. Once you do the shadow work, once you acknowledge your shadow side and accept the bad parts of your life and acknowledge them and learn how to control them, you'll walk into your abundance, you'll walk into your future, you'll walk into your magical time in your life. Clear message there of letting go and starting to live again. Group 3, welcome to your reading about shadow self. So for your energy, we're checking your energy first. You have the throat chakra. Sorry, third eye chakra. Some of you guys are psychic or empaths or just spiritually inclined. You are using your intuition a lot at the moment. You are trying to manifest a future that you want. And you are using your insight and speaking to your soul and your guides and connecting with them. And really being shown the way forward. That's what I'm feeling with the third eye chakra. It is a tremendous time of growth for you guys at this point in time. That's maybe why you're clicking on this video, to learn how to work with your shadow and develop it and identify it and grow with it, so you can become a better version of yourself. Something's going on with your family. Maybe you lost touch with your family or friends, a good friend that feels like family, and you really want to get back to that sense of family. Maybe your family life. Maybe there's a breakup here. Maybe some of you just want to get back to that security, that place of happiness, and it's got to do with your family. So repairing a reconnection that is currently unbroken. And you're going to have a blessed future. You know, that's what I mean. You're manifesting the future that you want. You know that there's blessings coming your way, especially when it comes to love. Blessings are coming your way. You've just got to take tiny steps towards fixing them, but they are on their way. Shadow self. Shadow messages. Okay. Cultivate self-compassion. Before you get to know your shadow, it is helpful to cultivate a sense of unconditional friendliness with oneself. In Buddhism, it's called Maitri. Without friendliness and self-compassion, it is difficult to look at our darker self. If you're hard on yourself when you make mistakes, it's difficult to confront your shadow. If you're accustomed to feeling shame or guilt, you need to transmute these emotions with friendliness, self-acceptance, and self-compassion. Start accepting your own humanness. Remember that we all have a shadow. So maybe a lot of you are hard on yourself. You're not very nice to yourself. So the very first starting point for you guys is being kind to yourself. Start by accepting your own humanness. Accept your faults. Accept that you're not perfect. Accept that there's things you need to work on. Be kind to yourself. Try and clear the negative frame of mind. And really start to be kind and putting out love back into yourself, you know. Accept your faults. Tell yourself you love you. Tell yourself you're worthy. Start doing positive affirmations each day. Start doing positive sleep affirmations. There's tons on YouTube. Start pouring back into your own cup. That's your first step. Clearer perception. In seeing others and yourself as you are, you'll have a clearer lens as to which you view the world. As you integrate your shadow self, you're approaching your authentic self, which gives you a more realistic assessment of who you are. You won't perceive yourself as being too big, inflated, or too small, deflated. When you're self-aware, you can assess your environment more accurately. You'll see others and evaluate situations with greater clarity, compassion, and understanding. See? Bringing that total balance to your life. Once you've start being kind to yourself, then you can start identifying your shadow self and working on controlling your shadow side. And you'll see situations differently. Fill yourself with compassion and understanding, and you'll have a clearer perception of your everyday world. Meditate. See? So you will get some clarity as well through meditation. In meditation, we gain insights into why we feel certain ways. It helps us understand and objectively delve deeper into our emotions. Then allows ourselves to heal. One example is forgiveness meditation. You can picture a person who hurt you in your head and say, "May you be happy, may you be at peace, may you be free of suffering." So maybe you guys need to forgive someone who hurt you as well. So if you don't know how to meditate, it's all about just being at peace. It's all about laying down in a dark room, hands by your side, taking in those deep breaths, centering yourself, trying to slow your mind. Just listen to. So I've got some Tibetan singing bowls playing right now just for background music, but that's a great, I meditate to that one each morning now, and I say my own mantras. So if you need to forgive someone, just say, I forgive you, I let you go, or what were the words here again? May you be happy, may you be at peace, may you be free of suffering. Anything you need to release, do it through meditation. That's a clear guidance for you guys to be able to start healing as well. Self-awareness, love, pouring it back into your cup, then identifying your own shadow work, learning how to control it, and you can do this in a way of meditation as well. Now, what does the universe want you to know? Temptation, changing colors into the wild, inner strength. So, temptation. Maybe someone cheated or someone wronged you. That's why you left that family dynamic or your partner in your energy in the start of the video. Remember, we got you wanting to get back to your family roots or wanting to reconnect with someone. I feel like somebody, sorry guys, I had a cough. I feel like somebody wronged you. They were tempted by something else, but you are learning to forgive and let go, which was a clear message in your shadow work. And you're changing your mind about it. You're learning to forgive. You're learning to let go. You're learning to take the step forward and not dwell in the past energy anymore. So your attitude is changing. And maybe that's why you clicked on this video as well, because you're wanting to change your perspective and learn how to become a better version of yourself. Maybe get out in nature. This is a message about getting out in nature. And I also just got another message for you guys. So getting out in nature and grounding your energy, but also don't react. It's showing that you guys look at the eye, focus through the trees. Maybe you're spying on them still. Maybe you're keeping your energy connected to people who no longer serve you. Don't react. When they message you or try and trigger you through words, do not react. That was a message that just came through my guide. Somebody needed to hear that message. Be the bigger person. Learn to control your shadow. Don't react. Remember how strong you are. Remember your worth. Remember the kind of human being you are and who you want to be. Who you want to portray to the world. You're a strong being. You've got this. Okay? Alright, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you take care of yourself. Let me know how you go down below in the comments. Take care. Bye.